found this Firemans Axe in a dumpster. And it looks like, despite the lack of paint, it looks like it's in pretty good condition. So I'm going to try to restore it. Original handle and all. So I was able to dig out quite a bit from the wedge. I don't know exactly how much is left in there, but let's see if we can't get this off of here. With a little bit of actual grease, some elbow grease, I was able to get this out. And it's in relatively good condition, so to speak. It didn't break. So let's restore this thing.
The 7th grade book report of What I Know About Canada by William. You got no, and the Harbor Freight cost me the entire, eh?
So whilst sanding the handle here, I've run into an interesting issue. There's bits of red paint in the grain. So whatever paint was used, it sunk down into the grain, and I'm sanding and sanding and sanding, it's just not coming out. And the other thing is, I don't know if you could tell, there's bits of dark, it looks like dirty parts of the surface wood, which normally you could just sand right off, but this seems to have sort of gone further below the surface in parts. So I was going to stain this with boiled linseed oil, but now I think I'm probably just going to paint it. Okay, now that we've got the rust and the paint cleared off of this, I noticed two things. There's a Z stamped right in the middle of the right side there. And then we turn it around to the left side, and there is a number 1. Those are the only two markings I see on this thing. Now, I don't know a whole lot about axes, or, metal for that, to be completely honest. But based on this sort of seam right here and these marks, as well as the seams on the end here and the marks, I'm guessing that this was cast. It was cast as one piece, and then parts of it were sheared by a machine. That's what this looks like. It looks like some kind of metal shear. Took off the high edges, but these parts right here are where it was the sprues is what I'm guessing. The metal came down from above. Yeah, see, it's thicker right here. That's probably where one of the sprues was when the hot metal came down into the mold. And you can see it's very uneven here. So what I'd like to do is actually clean this up and try to make it look more polished instead of just being a factory-made axe head. I was debating whether or not to use the angle grinder to actually grind out all of this pitting that's in here. I mean, this is still smooth. It's very smooth, but there's just, you know, subsurface little dots and stuff in here. And do I want to make this like this? I ground down. It looks super shiny and brand new. Do I want to grind this down to that surface? And the more I think about it, the more the answer is no. And the reason is I don't like stuff. I like that this looks old. I like that it has lived a life. And, you know, it's getting a new life. You know, it's getting a little refurb. But, you know, I don't want to lose this letter Z here. I don't want to lose the number 1. I want this to be nice and shiny, but if it's got the little pitting in there as well, that's okay for me. So now we're going to focus on higher grits and just polishing this up. So I'm very happy with how this Firemans Axe turned out. I unfortunately don't have anything to chop with it to test it. I think it looks good. I'm going to throw it up on the Etsy shop. Not bad for something I found in a dumpster, and we'll see where it goes from there. I hope you enjoyed the restoration video.